guys, we're gonna do a custom a custom AFX Mega G Plus. We are putting a bunch of Viper goodies on it. So it is the number 77 Stake F1, which I think 77 was Valtteri Bottas, if I remember right. You could definitely correct me if I'm wrong. If it's not Valtteri, it's Joe Guan Yu, who's not racing. Neither of these guys are racing this year, but it's bone stock right now. We're going to be outfitting it with these parts right here. So we have Razor front end, silver pickup shoes, some green narrow rear tires, a narrow Viper rear end setup with 275 rims, and the Jag pinion. So first thing we're going to do is pull the body off. We're going to oil this thing, clean the shoes on it, and we'll go run it on the track. So in the videos in the past, you guys have seen us run on the, actually we ran on the little track when we did some Mega G videos a while back, right?
Yep.
But now we have the big track going, so whole different flavor, and you get a lot more accurate of a test. So we're gonna oil up front axle, put a little bit on the bushings. Thing already has gunk on it, which it's literally brand new out of the box. I don't know why it would have gunk on there, but it's really disappointing that AFX doesn't make more higher performance stuff. But that also could be partly, because I think that there's some Auto World influence there also. Magnets have some gunk on them, which isn't going to affect anything necessarily, but we're going to use some of our magnet putty or cleaner that we just added to the site just to clean that off so that it looks nice. So let's head back to the track, see how this guy runs, and then we'll come up, we'll put all the upgrades on it, and we'll see what kind of gains we can get out of it. We're out at the track, clean the tires. We've run some laps on this lane already today, so we definitely need to turn our sensitivity down to
Let's start
0.
this over.
This is bone stock. Runs pretty good. It's pretty respectable, but it definitely is on the edge. Like I can feel it. Like right there, I got in the throttle too early and it just looped out. We'll go 10 laps. It's right on the edge. Okay, I'll push up. See, if I push it, it just wants to come off, but pretty good. I mean, 4.71. Median was 5 seconds, so I mean that's even with 2 crashes in there. It's pretty good. I guess guys could say, "Oh, well, you got to drive it," But the thing is that you guys are forgetting when we try to make cars handle better is to get people to come into this hobby. We need stuff to be easier for them to have fun, especially if they're watching guys that have done it for a long time zip around the track that already have tuned cars. They're going to expect this thing out of the box to run like that, and it's just not going to do it, and that's why we make tires and we make things for them that obviously make a big difference on them. But a lot of times guys think that the magnet cars are so easy to drive. I mean, they're easy to drive fast. But if you want to drive it on the edge, it takes the same amount of skill that it would any other slot car, So just keep that in mind. We're going to go up front and install all of the parts, come back and see if we can shred that 4.7 down in the 3s. Try to get like 7/10 out of it. So car ran good, 471.
Surprisingly smooth.
Very smooth, yeah, for a Mega G. So I mean, if you go back and watch some of our Mega G videos, I think it was the one when we were doing the pinion.
Yep.
Once we changed the pinion, it was really good. So that actually is good news. That could mean that AFX has listened, and they upgraded the pinion on these things. That does look very true, which is great. But you know what? The PTSD damage has already been done, and we're putting good stuff on there. So might be too little too late, but that's actually good for new people that get into it. They aren't going to feel like they have to have those parts. But yeah, this is just butter. So rear end's going in. These tires are going on. So they're 424s on a 250 rim, but we're running them on a 275 rim, so it is a bigger size. I believe on our tire chart, I think it's like 436 to 440-ish. To get these front ends off, you do kind of have to ruin them because they have crimped them on there. I'm not going to use the press though, I don't think, if I don't have to. So I'm going to try to just pry it off. There we go. That way I didn't have to ruin the center of the rim. So this actually is reusable still. So what that means is that whoever buys this car, I'm going to just give them these stock components also. That way if they ever wanted to put it back to stock, they could. But now we're putting a Razor front end on here with the 360 tires. So far, the only tool I've used, the pinion tool, I did not use this. So that gets put out of picture. Pretty sweet looking. We are gonna put some Viper silver pickup shoes on there. These things are not fun to put on. But that wasn't too bad. That was probably the easiest time I've ever had putting on those shoes. But we want to make sure, because we have lowered our front end, if you look at how the front of this shoe is, you can see it's not ideal for that, and that's because they are really made for stock front wheels. So if you do put them on and you run your car lower, like this one is, this car is pretty dang low now, you do want to go through and adjust the pickup shoe. So I did a slight adjustment. I'm running it back and forth to just see where my lines are. Looks pretty dang good. I think we'll probably call it there. I am going to re-oil it because we put a different front and rear end in it and a different set of gears. We do have a 390 brass front end for this one also, but we opted to go with the Razor front because it's a little bit lower, and we know that with our routed track we can definitely run the car pretty low. So something to look at, and this is something that has plagued these cars from the beginning. When I put the body on, see how this tire is now off the ground? That's a major problem with the stress that these bodies put the cars under, and you just want to kind of work the car around until you get it to where it's kind of in a neutral position. That will really affect the handling. Back in the old days, I used to trim the body so that the body could float. That's kind of like a risk reward type thing, because the more that it floats, the easier it'll pop off. But it definitely did make a big difference on handling when we were hardcore racing these. But let's head out to the track, see if we can beat our 471. Okay, so one thing to point out, because the car is lower, I am going to be able to raise my sensitivity up, because the car, it's going to take a little bit more power to get going, but feels really good. Okay, first lap.
Let's take a look.
So we dropped 0.6 of a second. First lap, not even pushing it yet. So that just shows, I mean, this is going to be a lot faster even. That's 3.80 seconds.
Oh my goodness, that's like a 4 second.
What'd we do? A 71?
470, yeah.
Yeah, so I'll be able to hit that, no problem here. We're on 4 laps. I'll just run 6 more laps. So I'm still driving the car hard. It's just, it's not as touchy. So that was a 369. So we dropped a second off of that thing. Tires got dirty, so we'll clean the tires. This pickup shoe wear, perfect. So, I mean, this thing in this form, this is what I would say if you wanted to race Mega G Plus formulas, these are the upgrades I would allow. Any front end, any rear end, slip-on tire, stock magnets, okay? This doesn't have stronger magnets in it. It's not running hot at all. So the stock magnets would be the only thing that you really had to police on this thing. Everything else is a visual, but that takes a lot of the variables out and it makes it to where it is a lot more of a equal class. Not allowing those options makes it to where people are relying on the stock front and rear tires to be high performance. But it's actually, you know, pretty good to drive. Sam, if you want to drive it, I'll take that over. And, you know, Sam doesn't have as much experience driving as
terrible.
John and I do, but
see if a noob can drive it.
Should be able to cruise it around pretty good. So it's nice and comfortable. I mean, if it was stock, he would have a hard time just kind of holding the constant throttle on it. But the car is very, very comfortable. And you can see he's giving it the trigger job. But those upgrades definitely made nice, comfortable car. Caleb's gonna get in on the mix too. So we dropped a second off. We also too were on the outside lane, which does have inside and outside corners. So it's a good test versus just being in the middle lane. But the car is nice and happy. See, Caleb was running, he ran a 424 right there. So he still ran a half a second faster than what I ran on full tilt stock. So pretty awesome. Sadie wants to get in on it too. That's it. Not much else to do on this thing other than clean the tires, put it away. This one is going to be live sailed. So you guys probably won't see this till after the sale, but if you end up getting this car, you're going to figure out how good it is. You're also going to get all the stock parts. So if you want to put it back to stock, you can absolutely do that too. So thanks for watching. See you on the next one.